This is the South Boston Police Department, where you'll find one of Eddie Winter's holotapes if you're looking for the collection. There's also a special hat and consumable inside. Its location is just west of the castle itself. And if we head on inside, we can waltz straight into reception. Not much is going on here except a radio that has been left on, meaning someone or something has been here recently, and we'll see that later on upstairs. If we have a read first at the evidence locker, you can get a wee GTA reference here with the Connolly Grand Theft Auto logs and a few bits of information regarding that. Fingerprints, matching prints of suspect Nicole Connolly taken from vehicle, and then a registration issued to Nicole Connell. Heading on down, it'll bring up the Winter holotapes. This will give you the location of other ones if you haven't already found them. So holotape 3 is in Quincy Police Department, holotape 5 is in Nahant Sheriff's Department, but holotape 7 that we're looking at today was checked out to Officer Doyle in the South Boston PD. There's also a few other things like the Caldwell reckless endangerment log, where someone was wearing a 100% Grognag Society certified loincloth, and they had a battle axe as well. Then the Vincent assault battery logs, talking about another one where they found photographs of a victim, brass knuckles and a baseball bat. And then the Duncan armed robbery logs, bringing in footage of the Commonwealth Savings and Loan, a building that was actually cut from the game. You can still see it, it just was meant to have an interior and a bit of a story to it, so we can see that something actually happened, and maybe it would have tied in, you might have found out a wee bit more, but that unfortunately was cut in the end. Garagato homicide logs, again a photograph collection taken from the scene, splatter report and a baseball bat swatter limited edition, which was actually on loan to the South Boston softball squad. So some of the evidence, they just lent them out, I suppose. There is an expert lock terminal, or the expert lock door, where we'll want to get that unique bowler hat. Now let's say you open the terminal, it won't have anything on it other than the ability to open the door, so you could unlock it, open the door, that'll maximise your XP if that's what you're looking. There is also a Triggerman bowler hat. Now, what makes this slightly more unique is that it gives you +1 luck. I'm unsure if it'll go on Codsworth. I'd imagine because he'll take any bowler hat, it shouldn't affect him as a companion all that much. But 1 luck is 1 luck. It's also very light and, yeah, pretty good. There's a wooden crate with some explosives, but the most important consumable in here is in the stall. A keen eye will find some daddy-o. Gives you +3 to intelligence and +3 to perception. It has a really nasty debuff if you get addicted to it, but it's so rare that addiction is pretty much unlikely. There's some mongrels upstairs. Into the left is one of the interrogation rooms where you'll release a wee rad roach. Usually they'll be fighting the dogs. You'll hear the commotion before you even make it. There's a bobby pin box if you need to do a bit of unlocking here. The police protectron's a bit strange because you will have to kill all of the animals before you even make it to the terminal to unlock it, which is just strange all round. But we can find that a raider was here previously. Now, what caused the demise of this particular one is unclear. Maybe they were fixing or repairing their weapon, a rad roach came out, spooked the dog, spooked them, and they maybe shot themselves, or that was just an easy way out for them. Who knows, especially in this area. There's an expert lock safe as well as a desk, and a laser pistol that normally isn't glitched through the desk. But in my case it is. Gotta love Bethesda. Right, Eddie Winter holotape number 7, let's listen.
Message to Buster Conley. Nice piece you did on the monorail construction project. Heaven's Highway, Devil's Doing. Huh, cute. But I think you give organized crime too much credit. Various Boston families coming together to fund a public works project? Huh, please. Clearly you never sat down at dinner with these guys. They can barely agree on an appetizer. And ain't nobody jumping to pick up the check. The bosses had their hands in the honeypot, sure. But nowhere near the level you were suggesting. You did get one thing right though. Safety Inspector Alice Lansky was killed. They'll never find her. Because there's nothing left. After he bashed her brains in with one of those giant wrenches, Vinny the Cracker's Venucci dissolved her body in a barrel of hydrochloric acid. So right you follow up. free to tell the cops the murder weapon is hanging on the wall in Venucci's garage. On 4 Charter Street. Eddie Winter, signing off.
Now, after you listen to the holotape, we can climb these fire escapes. Because there's 2 unmarked locations I want to show you just if you're in the area. Top one is some ammo. In this case, wow, 36 flares. And occasionally there is a weapon beside the skeleton. I didn't get too lucky on the spawn this time. And one other thing, if you're looking a fusion core, there is one on top of one of the buildings here. Doing a bit of parkouring. Well, hopefully you can be slightly better than me in that one. You mightn't survive the drop. You can walk around the side here to another fire escape. It's pretty much in the same street as the police department. I just made a hornix of trying to get round to it. And if you climb this one, you can find a fusion core. Would have been pretty cool if it powered the entire street. Would have been cool to pull that out and see all the street lights go off. But unfortunately, it just seems to have powered this top bit. In the backdrop of the Worcester Memorial, you can occasionally find Parker Quinn here. In fact, I've found him here in my 100% run. So I'm assuming he spawns here regularly. Sells you one of them perk cards. You can take it off him. It seems as a scam, but they actually take it in Far Harbor, which is kind of cool. So yeah, that covers, of course, the Boston South Police Department near the Gwinnett Brewery and Andrew Station. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.